Okay, just got my hair cut. What do you guys think? Looks snatched whenever I first get it cut. Anyway, I'm gonna do a little hangout session with you guys on here today. We'll talk a little bit of crochet. Man, teeth look yellow. Oh, look at my teeth. We're gonna talk a little bit of crochet and just gonna talk whatever. And it doesn't really matter. We're just gonna have some fun and hang out on a vintage crochet channel because that's normal to do. Don't care. We can do whatever we want here. There's no rules. Okay, guys, I'll see you in a little bit. I just wanted to show off my haircut fresh right out of the salon. The girl at the salon actually told me the next time I come to get a haircut, if I want to film it, I'm allowed to, so I might do that. Okay, well, I just got home. I had to change my shirt because it was covered in little hairs. There's a little too much commotion going on right now because the yard guy is coming to look at the weeds in the front and backyard. Merlin is going to start freaking out any minute, and people are just up and doing things. So I'll check in with you guys probably after sunset. We'll just hang out. We'll do some stuff. Okay, so things are calmed down now. My hair is kind of a mess because I put my sweater on and it loosened up all the hairspray. But what do you think? I know it's kind of a wild haircut. It had more volume back here too, but the sweater. Anyways, I thought I would just jump on here and hang out and kind of see how videos like this do. I'm not making this my channel, like these kind of videos. I figured maybe once a month, maybe once every 2 months, something that's not too frequent, gives me a little time to come up with something to talk about. Not come up with something to talk about, but for enough life to have gone by that I actually have something to talk about. Because on my vlog channel, I was trying to make vlogs frequent, but I wound up talking about nothing important, and it wasn't very fun to just talk about nothing. There's Mr. Merlin. There's my American flag blanket. Let me show you that. Let me show you that really quick. And my American flag hat. I wasn't wearing the hat recently. I just brought it out. I wanted to look at the red because it's a sparkle red. You probably can't even tell. It's a sparkle red, and I wanted to see what that would look like. As you know, I just wanted to look at it. But anyways, yeah, I don't make these anymore. Let me get this out of your way. Let's see, I don't have my camera mount set up because I was going to go ahead and let me get this off of there. I was just going to say hi for a few minutes and then mount it up on the camera mount and start crocheting some stuff, but I wanted to show you this. So as some of you know, I made one of these for auction to benefit homeless vets. There were 2 homeless vets in our town that needed to get off the streets, and I made one of these for auction, and it sold for $1,200 or $1,400. It's been about 4 years, so I don't exactly remember, but it was within that vicinity. And my father-in-law wanted one really bad, my mother and father-in-law, and I made one for them. He's a vet, and I made one for them, and this was theirs. So over the last couple of years, we've lost both of them, and we recently lost my amazing father-in-law. I know that a lot of other people have been blessed with wonderful in-laws, and I gotta tell you, I'm one of them. Oh my gosh, these people, the salt of the earth, they give you the shirt off their back. And after we lost my father-in-law, Larry's sister gave me the blanket that I made, and it meant so much to me to be able to get this. But yeah, this is what I made. And as far as gluing on, that's my dinner. As far as gluing on, because you know I've talked a lot about how I don't sew because I don't know how to. I glue my stars on. Now this blanket has been washed probably 4 or 5 times over the last 4 years. And look at this. No lifting. No lifting anywhere. It's an end, and they're not stiff either. And there is absolutely no lifting. Some people get on my case in the comments. Don't tell people to crochet, to hot glue crochet. Why not? Look at this. And whenever I glue my stars on, I put the glue I put a bead of glue, like I squeeze out a little bead and I rub it. First, I glue the centers completely down, and then one at a time, each star point gets glued, and I absolutely coat all the way to the very edge, tippy tip, just a thin layer of glue. You don't need a whole lot, because if you put too much, it could squeeze out and show. But as you can see, after being washed and dried and just, yeah, nothing, no lifting of any kind. And you got to make 100 of these for my flag if you want it to be a two-sided flag. And I will leave the link for the pattern for this down below. It's my pride. Obviously, I didn't design this flag, but what I did design was like the construction of it in crochet, this particular pattern. There are other patterns. Now, what makes this pattern stand out, first of all, we're not using double crochet with this. So as you can see, it's solid, no holes. We're not using double crochet. We're not using single crochet or half double crochet either. And with other flag blankets that you'll find on Etsy and other places, these are granny squares with like a 4 or 6 point star worked in somehow. This is, I mean, it does take a lot of work. Okay, I will tell you that. This isn't the fastest job in the world to do these, and it's mostly because of the stars. You have to make 100 of them if you want it to be two-sided, and you've got to glue them on. And I do have a video tutorial for this, but it's only available on the pattern to those who pick up the pattern. But isn't this beautiful? But yeah, I'm sad that I have it, because the only reason I have it is for reasons. You know, we had some losses, but I'm also very proud to have this back because it was loved by those who received it. It was cherished, it was loved, and now it's, I started to make one for my family, and I don't have to finish it, and I haven't touched it for like 3 years. I don't have to finish it, because now I've got this one back, and isn't this great? Look at that. It's a full-blown blanket. It is 6 foot by 4 foot. Okay, it's overtaken me. But anyway, hi. Oh. So this is me in full. So, and my vintage NASA sweater, I found this on eBay. It's from 1997. Isn't that great? It's a little bit too big for me, but I don't care. It's a vintage NASA sweater. Anyways, I thought that I would play around with this blanket since I haven't touched it for a few weeks or a couple of weeks or whenever. This is one of our vintage patterns here on the channel. I'll share the link for this down below. The yarn I'm using is one of my premier puzzles. You know, I have so much of this stuff. This color is called Crossword, like in the newspaper, the crossword puzzle. And you can't really see the design too well because of how busy and scattered the yarn is. But this does have a very simple braid on it. Very pretty, right? Oh, you know what? I worked on this the last time we did one of these little sit-down videos. There is something else I'm currently working on, but it's not crochet, it's knit. I'm making a headband, and it's just a plain headband with, it's got, you know, knit for the body and then purling for the sides. And I want to make it a twisty headband. One of those twisted knot headbands right here where it goes around, because you see, I do get kind of cold at night because, well, I'm shaved right there. So I don't need the top of my hair covered because, well, that would smash the top of my hair and make it hard to style the next day. One of the benefits of having a hairstyle like this, by the way, it's really easy to do your hair and go. My hair is now trained to just lay this way. Even when I get out of the shower, it just likes to lay this way. And all I gotta do is put a little wax on my fingers, run my hands through it, spritz it, I'm good to go. But at night, I do get kind of cold around the sides and back of my head, and so I wanted something that would cover that. So maybe I'll work on this a little bit on camera, because I worked on this the last time we hung out. Be honest with you, I'm not really in the mood to work on it. I know. And there has been no progress. I've just been watching it collect dust. There's been no progress done on my tube top, and summer is now almost here. I started this months ago. What am I doing? Summer's now almost here and there's no progress. Very little progress, further progress since the last time I showed it off. Very little progress has been made on this poncho. This is not my design and it's not vintage. I will, again, share the link, which I shared last time I showed this off too. I'll share the link for this. It's one of those long rectangles where you're going to, you know, sew it like such a way, and then you just put it over you and wear it, and it's off one shoulder, very pretty. I've made almost no progress since I think I worked on it twice, one row one day, one row another day. I just go through, forgive me, I'm sorry. I know I'm not the only one that goes through this lull. I guess I don't need to wear these anymore. Since I don't have any hair that like can frame my face, I wear big earrings that kind of take the place of face framing hair. Big statement earrings. Like when I used to wear my hair back in a ponytail, I always wore big earrings whenever I wore my hair in a ponytail, back whenever I could have a ponytail. And for those who don't know, I do love my edgy, I call it my edgy haircut. I do love my edgy haircut. I think it's fun. But the reason I even have this is, I guess, kind of get to know me a little bit. I have an autoimmune disease, and it's like not the most uncommon one. It's called Hashimoto's. A lot of people have it, but it has affected my thyroid, which has affected the texture of my skin. My skin is much drier. You know, I've got, well, you know, these Apple cameras, they add this like beauty filter, because like I've got lines on my foreheads and crepey, wrinkly, there you go. I've got crepey, wrinkly skin, but these filters, they don't allow the honesty to come through. But I do have dry skin. I used to have an oily like complexion, or I don't know, that's not complexion, but I used to have oily face. Now my face is super dry. To where I need to put jojoba oil in my face creams, and my face cream is always this because it has like a small handful of ingredients and none of them are hyaluronic acid. I'm so sick of hyaluronic acid and being in everything. But anyways, so yeah, it's affected the texture of my skin, the dryness of my skin, and it also causes your nails to get wafer paper thin and your hair falls out. Now my hair is a little bit thicker now that it's so short. There's no weight to help it fall out. But if I let it grow out, it's going to start to fall out again. And in the last video I made of this, I inserted a YouTube short from my old channel showing me going like this and showing all the bald spots on my scalp. So I wear my hair like this because it looks better than the baldness. Just tying my hair back in a ponytail that had big streaks of scalp peeking through, it was affecting my confidence and stuff. And I have way more confidence like this. I like this haircut. Although I wish this was taken, this little ledge right here, I wish this little ledge was taken closer next time. Because now when my hair, as my hair grows out, this is going to grow nice and slow. This is going to start to shoot out. It's okay. She asked if it was okay. I said yes. I could have said, nah, take it more in, but that's okay. Anyways, let's knit a little and talk about, I don't know, whatever. I was playing my video game. I haven't paused it. It's just spinning around. This is Fallout 76. Here, I'll zoom in. That's my game. That's my camp that I built. Yeah, I was playing, but then I decided I don't really feel like playing right at the moment. I'm just going to keep it on there and chat with you guys for a little bit. That's what I was doing right before I started filming. So anyways, I don't have an update for you on the referrals to the Mayo Clinic yet. I'm probably going to hear from them here very soon. I'm sure they get loads of referrals, and I'm sure that they're well staffed enough to handle it all, but it's still probably going to be like, you know, in order of emergency, I would guess. So no news on that yet, but I know that they will get to us very soon, and then I will have a better update for you guys on that front. Other than that, really, other than the loss of my father-in-law about a month ago, nothing has been going on. I haven't been making too many videos. I know I'm going to, I already talked about that. And mostly I've just been diving into my video games, and that's about it. I haven't been crocheting or knitting too much while off camera. You know, I'm trying not to burn myself out too much, and I also don't have any pet projects that I'm working on that I am really jazzed up about. I had some, but that was months ago. I do have one pattern I picked up. Let me show you all my recent pattern pickups. Let me show ya. I haven't printed them off yet. They're all still on my computer, but I showed you guys in a video here a while back. It's been months since I bought patterns, and it was from that one girl's shop where she was selling like the Tunisian crochet sweater and stuff like that. But that's been like 4 months ago, maybe 5 months ago. So I haven't really, let me bring this down a bit. I haven't really bought anything new. I don't know. I go through this where I will game for months, and then I will just be obsessed with crocheting or now knitting for months. It's going to disconnect me. And right now it's games. I just don't have a mind for arts and crafts right now because I just want to play on my game. Pretty ridiculous. Or is it? Or is that normal? Am I being normal? You know what I can't wait for? I can't wait to move so that I have, I don't know, some kind of inspiration, something to do. It's very boring around here. This is, there's nothing to do, and there's no real community out here. Like, for being the desert, it's got that big city vibe. What I mean is, did the wrong stitches there. What I mean is, I don't know, it's not a whole lot of neighborliness, you know? So I wind up talking the ears off of everywhere I go, whoever, like when I got my hair done today, I was just talking, even after I got my hair appointment done. There was no other customers in the shop, and we were just all talking. I love that. And you have that pretty much everywhere you go in a small town. Don't move to a small town unless you're willing to have conversations everywhere you go. And I really miss that. I miss that neighborly feeling. That also there's no activities around here. There's nothing. There's no parades. There's no fairs. There's no festivals. There's no fests. There's nothing. There's nothing. The usual fireworks on 4th of July. Okay, that's about it. Like, there's no Christmas anything. There's no. I mean, Halloween is depressing around here. No one comes to your door. No one. When I say I feel like I'm living on the surface of Mars, I really do. Like, this is just outer worldly for me to be this connected from this disconnected from other human beings in the real world. I'm so connected to the human beings I have online, but there is like no human beings around me that I can connect to. Everyone, it's just like when I was growing up in California. If you didn't know them, they didn't care to know you, you know? Everyone out for themselves. It's just dog eat dog. And I don't like that. And that's the vibes that you get around here. The kind of vibes where if you were to get in a car accident, probably no one would stop to help. Maybe somebody would call 911 for you as they just kept on going, because it's none of their business. They don't want to get involved. Or if they see a man trying to attack you, they're not going to get involved. They're just going to mind their own business and let fate play out for you. That's not what life is like in a small town at all. First of all, in a small town, if I were to get into an accident on the street, about 8 people driving by would recognize my car, know who my husband is, and exactly which schools my kids were in at the time, and they would stop and help me. In any situation, you just don't experience a lot of disconnect in a small town. There's not a lot of crime. There's not a lot of disconnect. I don't know. Life is nice in a small town. That's like where you feel like you have a real connection to people. My tension was not good on this row. That's okay. And I just need Need to get back to where the people are. I hope that doesn't sound bad for me to say that. I'm just being honest, just telling you how I feel. You know, I can't be fake. Now, I'm not saying that Arizona as a whole is like that, but where we happen to live, it definitely feels that way. You know, you've got a bunch of people who are very busy, like in a big city. They have a life that's based around their family, and that's perfectly normal. And then you have the retirees who are spending all of their day burning through your inheritance. I see it. I'm telling you, it's the truth. The elderly community out here have the nicest cars, the nicest houses, the coolest toys, and they spend breakfast, lunch, and dinner at the casino. Good luck with your inheritance. When they say they're taking it with them, they ain't joking. I'm telling you. But yeah, it's a playground out here. It's mostly a playground for retirees. That's what it, I mean, we live right. I am like a 10-minute, if that 8-minute drive from Laughlin, which those who aren't from America, Laughlin is a little mini Las Vegas. It's full of resorts, hotels, and casinos. Most of them are all the same ones that's in Vegas. And the only one that's different, well, there's two that are different. One is called the Riverside, which was made that's Don Laughlin's resort and casino. And Don Laughlin is the guy that built Laughlin, Nevada in like the 50s, I think it started, 50s and 60s. And then there is this like steamboat, country western themed one. I don't think has anything to do with any of the hotels and resorts in Vegas. So other than that, the Aquarius is there, and the one that starts with an H. I can't think of it. Don't matter to me. But yeah, this whole area here, about population of about 80,000 people. Bear in mind, we came from a town of 5,000 people. So 80,000 people, and the majority of them are retirees, burning through as much cash as they possibly can. And the rest of them are families who are very busy, got things going on in life. And so there's just no community. There's no community. A lot of excess, no community. I don't like it. I don't feel close to humanity living here. I need to have neighbors I can go and sit on the front porch and hang out with as the sun is setting, like I used to. Listening to the cicadas sing their song, drinking a clanky mason jar, of iced tea with the ice clanking around in there. I was a cigarette smoker back then, so having a cigarette. Visiting with a neighbor or two. Often on the weekends, we would eat with our neighbors, cook out, and enjoy whole meals with them outside. Fun times. That does not exist out here. There's no way. That does not exist out here. I just miss it. Small town churches, small town people that wave when they drive by because they know you. They recognize you. They like you. People helping each other out. Like after we had that big storm blow through here that knocked out the power for a week, we went out and tried to help our neighbors with whatever we could. People are pretty standoffish, though. They're very suspicious. And that's what happens in big cities with too many people. People get suspicious of each other. Dog eat dog, I didn't like that about growing up in California. I loved living in Little Perry, Oklahoma. Perfection. I miss that, and I am chasing it currently. Now, I know better than to think I'm going to find Perry. I'm not going to find Perry again. But if I can make the last half of my life in a town of my choosing, because my dad chose Perry, and my in-laws chose here. I want to find a place of my own choosing. See, that's why it's so important to me, which town, which state. I want to find a place of my own choosing, a home of my own to own that I can hand down to my sons. It's so important to me. And it just has to be in a small town where the people feel real. They're not so suspicious and standoffish, and they don't think that your kindness is something to side eye. I don't like that. I understand where it comes from, especially being born and raised in Southern California. I understand the suspicion of new people or people approaching you asking if you need help, like after that storm. I need to be somewhere where it's natural and doesn't need to be taught. I'm just one woman. I can't teach an entire town of 80,000 people to be trusting of their neighbors. Now that you guys know where my heart and my mind and my soul is on connecting with human beings, hopefully that brings into perspective for you why I've tried so hard to create a second channel where I do this and why I'm also bringing that here. I just need to connect with human beings on a human level, not on a disconnected level, I know that these videos are not for everyone, and that's perfectly fine. That's individualism, and I love individualism. We all have our favorite foods and our favorite colors, our favorite scents and perfume, our favorite time of the day, and our favorite types of videos to watch. This type of video is not for everyone, and I am completely okay with that. I think this far in now, I don't like how this is rolling in on itself. And I do like how this looks on this side. I might have this headband have the pearl side out just so I can have this really cute border be really defined. What do you think? My tension's not the greatest. I don't knit a lot. So you can see my tension's not great because I've got these lines going through. Some areas you can see where the tension was off. I think I'm going to put this down for now. I'm just not feeling it. You know what I really want to do? Yeah, I really want to do? I really want to run around on my game and do this, but I'm not a gaming channel and I'm not about to become one ever. That is not something I'm ever interested in. I have no passion for it because I like to play video games for maybe a couple of months and then I'm burnt. I don't want to see the video game for like half a year. So you're never going to see me playing video games on this or any channel. But I think I'll jump off of here for now because I don't really have anything else to talk about and I need to go eat dinner. I'm so hungry, and that might be why I can't focus on something cool to talk about because my mind is like, I want to play my video game and I want to eat. I'm hangry. So I'm going to go eat and probably play on my video game for a little bit, get it out of my system. I don't know what else we'll talk about, but whatever we talk about, I'll have my face on there. And yeah, I got rid of the yellow. Isn't this pretty? I think I put the nail polish away already. I did, but it was called Gray Gardens by Apri. Isn't that pretty? I think this color suits me so much better than the yellow. The yellow is pretty, but I've got to thin it out with some white and make it even more soft, more pastel. I want it to be like, I don't know, like pastel baby yellow, just like a white yellow. I think that would look really pretty in the summertime. But I've got to play around. I do have some white nail polish. I need to play around with it a little bit and try it out. But yeah, I'll be back later. I'm going to eat and go kill some mutants on my video game. And I'll check back in with you guys later. We'll have something else to talk about. Well, hey there, hi there, ho there. Can you believe that bag of donated yarn is still sitting there? I can believe it. We've just had so much going on. Like I said, we just lost the patriarch of the family. We just had a heavy loss. So yeah, life happens sometimes. I went from sleeping all day, all night, because I was having a hormonal event happening. And then as soon as I came out of that, we went through that loss. Anyway, I had to uninstall my game. Look at this. I just changed topics as if I don't care about what I was just talking about. I think my problem is there's been so much heaviness over the last 2 years, I immediately change the subject. Does that make sense? It's like escapism. But look at this. I had to uninstall my game and reinstall it. I'll explain. Not that it matters. I mean, this is a crochet channel, but yeah, whenever I was done eating, I went to go jump on there and do a quick event. No big deal, a Scorch Beast Queen event. And my jetpack was gone. I have no jetpack. It's just gone. It's not in my inventory or anywhere. And whenever I got there, I put on my power armor and it was completely glitched out, because if you're going to fight an endgame boss, you need your power armor. And it was completely glitched out. I couldn't use my VAT system for targeting. I couldn't do anything. And then the terrain around the map started to disappear. So I'm like, okay, maybe because the game has been having some problems since its last update about, I don't know, half a week ago. And so I thought maybe if I uninstall it and reinstall it, that might help work out some of the gremlins inside. So who knows? It's likely a server problem. I'm hoping it might just be an app problem that uninstalling it and reinstalling it can help solve. I'd like to have my jetpack back because I don't have any of the materials needed to make another one. I do have some, but I don't have all of the materials needed to make another one, and they're really hard to get. So anyway, hi. So, yeah, changing the subject now. I'm going to crochet a little bit and we will chit chat about, I don't know what. Things aren't planned out. I'm not a pro at this. I figure if I plan out what I'm going to talk about, then it's not real. It's not natural. Conversation doesn't flow normally whenever something has been penned out first. That's a script. That's acting. Real life happens whenever it's real. You have nothing to talk about, and then you just start talking. And sometimes some of the most interesting or the most dull conversations can happen in those moments. I thought I would work on this, since this is something I would wear more than the tube top. The tube top I've never owned a tube top before, so I'm a little nervous to wear that, even though I'm super excited to. Okay. And so I am going to go ahead and work on this while we chit chat. I am using a 3mm hook. I found a really interesting little set of knitting needles on Amazon. I have them in my cart. I'm just so afraid to hit that purchase. I just bought that Xbox, and then I get this like little message. I haven't worked on this in so long, I have to remember what I'm doing here. That something within my interest is on sale. And it was this knitting needle set for $30-something, and they're shorties, 2 and 3mm. Now, I've had a set of shorties in my cart forever. They're from Chowgu, but they're super expensive. And you only get half the set. With this one, you get a full set from like 2.5mm all the way up to 8mm. With the Chowgu ones, you only get like 2 to like 4.5, and then you have to buy another set for nearly $100. Like, it's just a cash grab. The only reason I am a little nervous to purchase them is because they look like something that you can probably get on Wish, and I'm just simply paying like $25 more than one would pay on Wish. I'll show you what they look like. Here we go. Really easy pattern. Really, I would just blurt out what the pattern is, but that would be unfair for me to do. I mean, you can already see what it is that I'm doing, because it's not my pattern. Even though it is a free pattern, it is a free pattern online to print and to have with a video. It's not my place to give you the stitch count or anything. So I would just say it, but there is a link down below that you can click. Let me show you these knitting needles. The only reason I bought something off of Wish, or not Wish, but Temu once, and they tried to rip off my bank card. It's like 100%. They tried to take $1,000 out of my bank like an hour later. So I will never use Temu. And these are things that you would find on Temu. Why are there 2 of them in my cart? One is, look at the prices. What did I do here? 36 and 33, are they the exact same sizes? They are. So what is the difference? Oh, I see. So 3-inch and 2-inch, right? Which is great for making socks and sleeves and stuff, because I'm not a pro at this. I don't do the magic circle. I tried, and my stitches were stretched out beyond all of God's imagination. So I prefer these little shorties. I did get one set of shorties like a year ago, and these are 2 and 3-inch, but it only goes up to 5 millimeters. With this one here, you go all the way up to 8 millimeter, and actually the size I need for the sweater I want to make is, I already started making it. I'm ready to work on the sleeves, but I don't want to do the sleeves until I have shorties that are 8 millimeter. And it's like, I got to pay $80 just to have 8. I'll show you what I mean. You guys can see what's in my cart too. Look what's in my cart. I don't need these anymore. Yeah, you guys are seeing. We're going to do some spring cleaning. This is the best face soap ever. I believe this is a British brand. Cami, I'm not sure. I think it is. That's the only stuff that does not dry my face out. It's amazing. And this is also a British brand, Yardley. The best talc. And obviously, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s. Of course, I'm going to have some Skin So Soft. Okay, I've had these in my cart for like, I don't know, 8 or 9 months. These have the size I need. See, goes all the way up to 8 millimeter. $86. I paid 90 something for these. I paid 90 something for these, 80 something for these, and this is all you get is 4 sizes. It feels like a cash grab. And so that's why I'm like, but then there's these. You get 2-inch and 3-inch. My total would be $70. What do I do? I mean, I just spent all that money on that Xbox. Dilemma, what do I do? Because I would love to have the shorties. I can see in the reviews, these aren't the fake. I love these. These are great. Love the color. These are real reviews. People talk about the sharpness of the point, the weight of them, the smoothness of them. Some people are complaining because the yarn kind of catches where the join is. Some people have no problem with the join. So the real reviews, what do? It's a great deal. But at the same time, if I were to buy these on Temu, they'd probably be $4 or $5 for each, for the 2-inch and the 3-inch. So do I overpay for Temu stuff? I'm not, but the thing is, I'm not going to go on Temu and buy anything, ever. It was so ridiculous. I bought like 3 things that was a total of $20 on Temu like 2 years ago. And an hour later, I get a phone call from my bank asking me to approve a $999 purchase on Etsy. And I'm like, what? And so they sent me an email with a link to the purchase they believe I was trying to make. 1 wine glass by a shop that was built yesterday. The shop is 24 hours old, and it sells one thing, a wine glass, for $999, which means that is it's a ripoff shop. That shop was designed for no other reason than to steal people's bank and credit card information and launder that money through Etsy by purchasing something. So obviously I disapproved of that sale. I let Etsy know about the shop. The shop was shut down. But yeah, I won't use it was someone at Temu. It was a Temu employee that did it. It was somebody that works at Temu. I contacted Temu. I showed them everything that happened. This has never happened before. I buy something from Temu, an hour later, I'm getting ripped off for $1,000 or attempting to. And they're like, oh, nothing like that would happen here. Yeah, sure. Because it was also PayPal. That was the link. And I stopped using PayPal after that too, because my purchase was through PayPal as being the, whatever it is, the cash exchanger, right? Their payment processing service was through PayPal. So I used PayPal, and it was through PayPal, which is also on Etsy, that this was trying to happen. So Temu employee got my information via my PayPal and then used my PayPal to try to put money into their own hands. So I don't use PayPal anymore. I reached out to PayPal and told them what happened, and they found out that the source did come from China. So yeah, it was Temu. Of course, they said that they were going to, make a notification of this to Temu and blah, blah, blah. They're not going to waste their time with that. It wasn't their money to almost get ripped off. It was mine. I don't have faith in companies. I used to. Again, I'm a child of the 80s and 90s. I used to have faith in institutions. I used to believe in all of our institutions. I don't believe in like any of them anymore. The internet broke me of that bad habit. So I don't believe that PayPal did their due diligence to reach out to Temu. Obviously, someone at Temu was 100% responsible and for all I know, it's part of their business model. I mean, I don't know. Etsy was the only one that jumped on it and took care of it, shut them down and everything like that. So what do? Do I buy the needles? They are likely $25 more than they are selling for on Temu. And I don't even know if they're on Temu, but I bet they are. Let's just look and see. Let's look and see. They are available on Temu, but not much cheaper, surprisingly. There they are. The exact same ones. Let's look at this. Oh, wrong one. Look at that right there. And there you go. Right here. Oop, there we go. $22.40. So would only be paying about $10 more. I think $10 is a small price to pay to avoid Temu. I think I might get them, but maybe just one at a time because I don't think I want to spend $70. I just spent that money on eBay for like a non-vital thing. It's a gaming console. It's not going to feed anybody. It's not going to keep the lights on. I'm not even a gaming channel, which is a way to keep the lights on by paying your bills. It is a non-vital thing. It's a fun thing. It's a toy. So I should just get one at a time, right? But they could sell out. It's not saying only one left or only 11 left. So likely they're not going to sell out anytime soon. And I get paid at the end of every month. So if I bought one set now, maybe the cheaper ones, the $33 ones, then at the end of May, I can get the second one. And that's girl math. I feel less guilty. I kind of think I want to do it. You guys are being bad influences. Just spend a lot of money. I don't want to spend any more. Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. I love to shop. Hey, it's a good deal. I should do it. I should at least get the one set, right? Just the one limited time deal. It's right here. Limited time deal. Should I buy them? Should I buy them? Limited time deal. You know, that's how they get you. Because it's not a limited time deal. That's probably the regular price. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm going to buy them. I mean, the girl math checks out. Get the $33 pair now. $36 pair at the end of next month. The girl math checks out. Okay. And there it is. Okay. I'll show you, but my address is on there. Okay, hang on. There. That way I can show you without showing my address. The math checks out. Anyways, okay, well, I have those coming now. That's good. I need them. Show you what I'm going to make with them. This one, I've made it before. It uses chunky yarn and an 8mm hook set for everything. The whole thing is made with 8mm, including down here at the bottom, all the ribbing. It's all made with one set of 8mm hooks or needles. And the sleeves were a massive pain in the butt for me. The sleeves and especially the wrist, because it starts off wide and then narrows down just a little bit. And I tried using the magic circle method for knitting, and each stitch was just stretched out, god awful. So I wound up making them flat and then sewing the seam. I was new to knitting. I didn't know what else to do. And so I bought these, not paying attention to the size. And I spent like $92, $97 on them, not paying attention to the size. And these are all like micro needles. Look at this. I'll show you. And I got them in the mail. I was so excited. I was going to work on my sleeves for my sweater. Then I go and look and it's like, oh no, the yellow pack are the ones you need. Oh, really? Another $90? Cool. This is them. This is the size they are in here. And look at this. They're cute. All the little needles. None the size I need. The littlest and the biggest is 5 millimeter. I was so bummed. And I've never used these, not once. I will one day. I'll pick up a pattern that requires that. But yeah, bummed. And really nowhere else on Amazon, put them all off to the side. Nowhere else on Amazon was selling the shorties but ChiaoGoo. And I was desperate. So I put those other ones in my cart and there they have sat because it's hard to make that purchase. It's easy to make a $33 purchase. It's hard to make an $80-something purchase on something you know you're not going to use all the time. As I'm not like a regular knitter, you know. That back. Anyway, oops. Okay. Well, I just bought those. So those are coming. Yay, I like getting stuff in the mail. Even though I bought it, it still feels like a present, like a Christmas. Okay, well, I'm going to work on this a little bit. So let me get you back down here. Hey, okay, so it's actually been about 3 days since I finished filming the video you're watching right now. And I just wanted to throw this in really quick. I got those knitting needles in, those shorties. So let me just kind of review it with you. I mean, obviously, I'm not affiliated with Amazon. I don't even know who the seller is. It's a weird name, like Moogie Boogie or something. So it's not like a real brand or anything. So I'm not trying to sell you anything. I will leave a link, an Amazon link. Like it's just a Googled Amazon link. It's not an affiliate link. If you're interested in something like this and you don't want to pay $100 for a half a set, these might interest you. I did already look at them and I do really like the case. Okay, and it's even, oh, little Merlin grass. It's even really velvety on the inside. It's like a medium grain velvet. I did have to write that these are the 2-inch because there's no other indication. And 2 and 3 inch are probably gonna look pretty similar. Obviously they're gonna be an inch size difference, but it'll be convenient for me to just open this up and go, that's the 2-inch, put it back and grab the 3-inch if that's what I'm interested in. So let's look at the biggest needle and the smallest and a medium, and we'll check out these points. The packaging is actually, all of this is a much better quality than I really thought it was going to be. These are aluminum. And let's pull one of these out. And let's look at the points. If you knit, you know, this is something that's going to be very important to you. There are the points as far as their bluntness and thickness goes. And they are as smooth as like, what's the brand? Susan Bates. They're not Salbumane like Susan Bates uses, but they feel like Susan Bates. They're very lightweight. And this is, it's not etched in. It feels like it's embossed on. So I fear this will eventually wear off. So perhaps if you're one of those people that has one of those little guns that makes stickers of words, oh no, the velvet won't let you stick that there. I'm sure that it'll be something that's easy to figure out, especially if you have a gauge. But that's what these look like. Let's look at the cables. I don't know why I'm talking. I don't know why I have the internet. I said, let's look at the cables. I don't know why I have the internet accent going right now where everything ends in what sounds like a question. I can't stand that. I guess I watch too much YouTube or something because I surely am picking up on that internet accent that I find to be so vapid. But these are swivel cables, and they don't just unfurl like we've seen other cables do. They are keeping their shape, but they can be manipulated to relax a bit, as you can see. And one person in the feedback on YouTube said that the yarn catches. So let's get some yarn here. We'll use this. This is the alpaca silk stuff. So if anything's going to catch, it'll be this. It does have a bump right here. I'm pulling down on it. So let's see here. Well, you're just running away, ain't you? That's about how tight a stitch would be on there. And there's really no resistance other than right here where the needle suddenly comes to its full size. I'm not getting any problem here or here at all. This is quite seamless actually. Right here is seamless. There is a bump here and right where the needle comes into its full size. There's a catch, but that's normal. And yeah. I think that it's worth it. Less than $40. I think it's worth it. Okay, and then let's look at what else comes with it. There are different sized cables, but I didn't pay attention to what the sizes were. It's going to be on the listing. And are these plastic? Yes. Okay, so these are plastic. So you get 2 extenders, 2 keys, a grip, and plastic, little plastic ends, which honestly, something like this would be great for my Tunisian hook if it'll fit. I like a lightweight stopper because the wooden ones are so heavy, just pulls on your cable. So that's what all comes with it. You get a super long cable. Let's see if these are marked with the sizes. Just trying to see, maybe, maybe. I'm not seeing any markings on the cables to indicate the size. Nothing on the actual cables themselves. So I guess an experienced knitter would know what these sizes are, just probably sight unseen. You get a super short one here, but that's going to also be great for an extension piece. So these are the sizes you're going to get, whatever number that is. I'm not that experienced to just know by looking. Let's get these put back. But I just wanted to kind of look at these while I still have your attention. And I was just talking about them. I thought, well, this will be a perfect opportunity to throw in a review of these. I am going to get the other ones. The 3-inch. Well, that reminds me, put that back, because I will absolutely not know what this is just by looking. I am that way. Yeah, I think these are worth it. The case feels really, really nice, actually, like ridiculously nice. It's thick, very thick. It doesn't feel thin and cheapy. I am quite surprised at the price. And that is a very fun. I don't know what the other case is going to look like. Hopefully different, because that would be great if they were 2 different looking cases. Like maybe one was like blue rainbow and this one here is just like holographic. I don't know. But I do hope that the other case is going to be different. Of course, I won't get that for another few weeks. I just wanted to show you this. This, by the way, I had it in my little tub over here next to the couch, and something was pushing in on that. So hopefully that comes out, but if it doesn't, I'm not going to cry about it. It's what's inside that I care about the most. I just wanted to show these to you real quick because they came in. Well, I tell you what, you never know what's going to happen, huh? I'm going to purchase something or not. One thing I am super proud of, that I told all of you who watch me on my other channel that I'm going to stop buying so much makeup. I have stuck to that. Now, I have bought 1 or 2 things here and there, but they were cheapy, like from e.l.f., $10, and they're just lip products. I bought 2 little lippies. I'll show you. They are. I think I showed these before on a video. So just 2 little lippies, really cute, nice colors. Oh, no, look at what I just did. You know what that means, right? That goes on the lips right now. No big deal. But yeah, that's it. I have behaved. I haven't bought any more like foundations or eyeshadow. No more mascaras. That's just my regular stuff. I'm rubbing this on my lips. So I sound funny. It pretty much goes on sheer. It's just a slight pink. It barely has any color, as you can see. Nice, but it smells nice and it feels nice. Yeah, I have been good. I have not been buying any makeup or anything like that. No, instead I've been buying gaming stuff, right? Not really. I just was so surprised to see that listing. I had been looking. That's what you got to do if you want to find the good deals. Don't jump on the first one you see. Wait it out. Keep going on there and looking around. That's what I did, and I got super lucky. I felt like the savviest shopper ever that day. I think I split my yarn there. I did. So yeah, I've been being good, not buying too much makeup. I'm not really buying a lot of anything too much these days. Like that Xbox deal was the most money I have spent all year on things that are not bills and rent and whatnot. That is the most. I've been doing really good, decluttering my house, making a lot of donations. Well, getting stuff ready for a lot of donations. None of it's left the house yet. But I have been doing a lot of cleanup, clearing out my closet. I decluttered so much of my makeup. That's why I can't buy anymore. If I've gotten to the point where I'm decluttering it, that's a problem. And yeah. So yeah, I'm going to spend the next year to 2 years slowly getting ready to move. So step 1 is declutter. Step 2 is a deep clean. That's why you saw a lot of those cleaning products on there. I'm going to be shampooing my own carpets, and I'm going to do it a couple of times. Because the last time we had someone come out and shampoo the carpets professionally, it's probably been about 4 years. And this is a rental. So they're going to want to see these carpets clean. So I'm going to shampoo them myself as sort of a preliminary shampoo. Then we're going to have someone come out and professionally do it. But I want to make the job easy. So I figure after it's been like 4 years of not shampooing, the carpet's got to be pretty dirty. So I'm going to be shampooing the carpets myself, and it's kind of silly. I don't have a regular shampooer. I have a handheld one. I mean, it's big, but it's for like upholstery. You know, it's for like your couch. But I'm going to use it to get along the walls, the edges of the walls, and the main high traffic areas. So I'm not going to shampoo my entire house wall to wall, mostly the high traffic areas and in the hallway where Merlin has had some accidents, although they feel like they were done on purpose. I'm going to get along the entire edge of the hallway walls. Now, obviously, I didn't just let those Merlin spots sit. We did the whole, tamp them down, put the soap on there, absorb it, all that stuff. The carpet seems clean in those areas, but I'm going to shampoo all along those walls regardless. So it's not going to be the biggest job, but it's going to be a big enough job. Yeah, I just want to get the house completely ready for moving. And since I know I'm going to move, anytime I've ever moved in my life before, it's been sort of we have a couple of months to do it, or a month to do it. This, I'm giving myself a year to a year and a half to 2 years, because we don't know. For sure, a minimum 1 year. And that's going to give me all the room I need, which I've already begun, to slowly, comfortably, without it being a stressful thing, deep clean and declutter my house. Now, the deep cleaning part, I have already started in the kitchen. I started cleaning off all the cabinet door facings, the hinges, everything like that. The oven hood vent, I took it down and I scrubbed the heck out of it. It is so clean, it shines like new. I think we're going to go ahead and replace the sink faucet because we let the water softener go dry of salt for like a year. And so the faucet is, now in our lease, it does say that we can change out faucets if we want to. So I think because the faucet does have evidence of hard water, I think we're just going to change out the all the faucets, which is not a big deal. There's just 3, 2 bathrooms and the kitchen. There's just 3. So that's not a big deal. But I have started to deep clean the kitchen. It needs it. I need to get a hand steamer because I want to steam clean the tile. I want to steam clean the grout on the kitchen floor. The kitchen floor is actually not that bad. I showed in one of my videos on my other channel that I do it old school style. I get down on my hands and knees with a scrub brush and a rag, and I hand scrub my kitchen. My kitchen's not huge, so it's not that big of a deal, but I hand scrub. Get that grout clean. There we go. Very, very simple pattern. I love me a simple pattern that looks complicated. Something so simple, but so beautiful. People can't help to ask, did you make that yourself? Like it's the most astonishing thing. Because it's so pretty. I have to remember. Wait, 1, 2, there we go. And I keep splitting. This yarn drapes like a dream, but she likes to split. This is what I'm using. I can't pronounce that. The color is Hummus from Yarn Bee, and it's very silky feeling, and it drapes like an absolute dream. Look at this. Perfect for a wearable. Absolutely. No bit of it is stiff. No bit of it. It all, even the very tip, it all wants to just drape, but it likes to split. I'm burning up a little bit. I got to go put my AC on. Hang on. It's better. I take off that sweater and bump my AC down 1 notch. You know what? I can't find my wedding ring anywhere. I had to wear this today, and it's too big on me. That's why I've got this like ring thing on there. Isn't that pretty though? I bought this on eBay forever ago. It is a vintage ring, and it's the only thing that's real about it is the silver. This isn't even real gold, and I don't like the gold plating at all. I want to take it down and have the gold plating removed and have it sized down. I used to wear a size 7, and now apparently I am I'm a 5.5. I guess I've lost that much weight. But look at this. 5.5, and yeah, that's my size, and it's not too tight. I'm a little sweaty right now, so this plastic is sticking to me, but yeah, it's my size. And oh, here we go. Put it on 6. Yeah, 6.5. It's just a little too big. And then here's my old ring size, 7. When I got married, I was 230 pounds, and my ring size was 9. Look at that. That was my ring size when I got married. And now I can fit a 5.5, but a 6 comfortably. There we go. And this is, I don't remember what size this is. I think this is a size 7. I think this is a size 7. But yeah, I had to wear this out and about today because I can't find my wedding ring anywhere. I don't know what I did. I am so afraid. See, whenever I jump on here and I make a video, I always take off my wedding ring because of the way I tension my yarn, right? I tension my yarn like this. Well, the ring gets in the way of that, and it catches and it pulls and it snags. So I always take my ring and put it right there on the table. I also have a trash can right there under the lip of the table, and I'm so afraid that it wound up in the trash can and has been thrown away. The good news is it's not the ring I got married with. Obviously, it's not, because that's a size 9 ring. I still have my wedding ring that I got married with. That was just a cheapy $30 ring that I bought at Walmart. But it was still my wedding ring, and I can't find it anywhere. And so I'm wearing this one right now. This is a gorgeous vintage ring. I want to get that gold off of there so bad, and it's so faded on the back too. Like, you can see the silver. So the gold wants to come off. It's dying to come off. I would love for this to be a silver and ruby ring. Gorgeous. But I can't find my wedding ring anywhere. Been looking for about 4 days now. Freaking out. I probably have to buy a new one, since that one was a replacement itself. I really liked it. It was really comfortable. It was loose on me too, because it was a size 7, I believe. And it was starting to fall off of me too. But it was a nice looking ring. It was channel set, so the stones weren't sticking out and digging into the sides of my fingers. And it was also a half set. So the bottom of my ring was like this. The sides, like from here down, was all smooth like this. The stones were only along a little more than a quarter of the top. Very comfortable ring. Perfect. Very, very comfortable. I don't want to have to get another one. I mean, if I do, it's fine. I can just get another $30 little cheapie. Maybe one day before I die, I can have like a diamond or something, you know. But right now, and he's offered me one before, but nah, they're just not, it's not worth it to have one right now while we're still, you know, we're still trying to do the whole eventually buy a house thing. Like, I'm sitting here buying an Xbox. What am I talking about? But yeah, I mean, if I have to replace it with another, you know, little inexpensive replacement, which seems like as much as I'm losing them, I probably should get something inexpensive. That's not going to be a big deal. I just really enjoyed that one. Boy, this... You know, what I should do, actually, is just invest in getting my actual wedding ring size down. My amazing mother-in-law bought that one for me, off of QVC. She told me, get on there and look and tell me what you like. And I did. And I was very decent about it. The price was incredibly reasonable. I think it was like $120-something ring. She was like, really? You know, you can get a more expensive one than that. No, I like the way that one looks. It was a Tacori, but it was a Tacori 4. So it's not real diamonds. It's what they call diamondique. It's just their fancy way of saying cubic zirconia, but very beautiful and sparkly. And honestly, I think I would not have liked that ring if it had real diamonds in it. I would have never wanted to wear it. I would have been terrified of it. One of these days, I'll show you guys my original wedding ring. I've got it put away in the bedroom right now, and it's 11 at night. So I'm not going to go in there and bother Larry. Oh, goodness. I'm all thumbs. So, yeah, oops. Yeah, I don't know what I did with it, but I looked under the couch. I looked in my couch project basket. I have looked everywhere in this living room, all throughout the bathroom, the kitchen. I know I didn't wear it to the bathroom or the kitchen, though. I know that the last time I wore it, I took it off and I put it on the table. I don't know. I am so afraid that I knocked it into the trash can. You know, it's one of those things where you kind of just know that's what happened. Once you've exhausted your investigation, you're like, it's the last thing I wanted to be true is probably true. I probably knocked it into that trash can. Of course, I now have the trash can pulled pushed just a little further under the table now, so nothing can just slide in there. Well, I keep splitting my yarn. Well, anyways, I think that's going to probably be it for today. Just wanted to hang out, see what you guys thought of my content. we can call this content, or we can just call this hanging out. That's what it feels like to me. I feel really good. I feel like I had a full-blown, because I know some of your names by heart now, and the faces of your profile faces. And it's like, I feel like that's who I'm talking to. I can see your names and your faces. And if I talk to new names and faces, then I'll see that in the comments. And the more I see their names and faces, the more I'll be talking to them in my mind, because I'll picture their names and faces. And that's what I want, is someone to talk to. And whenever I'm talking to my camera right now, in my mind, it's those names and those faces that I'm seeing, as if you're right here. So I am going to jump off of here, and that's it. I'm going to probably put this away, because I'm not actually in the mood to work on it. This is about as much as I wanted to do right now. Yeah. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. I am going to make us a mystery pattern really soon. We'll see what comes up from that. I think since I only have 4 of those 1991 patterns left, I'm just going to work whatever pops up. If it's a 91 pattern, then I'm going to work that pattern. So now I have more non-1991 patterns in the bowl than I do. So it's all balanced out now. Okay, guys. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with me. And let me get back on camera. I had to take off that sweater. I was starting to get hot. You know, it's that time of life instead of being that time of the day. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. And yeah, my hair is starting to get a little bit flat, taking off that sweater so much, putting it back on and whatnot. I had so much fun hanging out with you tonight. I couldn't wait for all the commotion to stop so I can just jump on camera before I lost my drive to want to do it. Yeah, thanks for hanging out with me. Let me know what you think about videos like this on occasion. And I genuinely mean that, on occasion, because I do not always have something to talk about. I should have just done this from the beginning, like a couple of years ago, whenever I first started making that second channel. I feel so bad, because I'd rather do this here on occasion than force myself to come up with something to talk about on a weekly basis over there. There's just not a lot going on in my life, and I'm not about to fake it like other people do. Not most people. I'm just saying there's some other vlog type channels out there. They just fake their life for content, and I want realness, genuineness. I need that. And I think all of you watching need that too. There's just too much imposter syndrome happening on the internet. Someone needs hairspray. Look away. That was gross. I just wiped my hands down with one of these generic wet ones. That's what was on my fingers. Well, now my hair is just giving everybody the bird. It's just giving everybody the bird now. I apologize. Shame on you. Anyway, sorry. It's like the midnight deliriums. Thanks for hanging out with me. I want to do this again in a few weeks, or a few and a half weeks. You know, in other words, a month and a half. Just down the road, whenever I have more to talk about. And if anything comes up that's like, oh my God, I'll just jump on and make a video, even if it's a week from now. But I do want to do this again in like a month or so. I think that would be fun. And thanks for putting up with me doing this. And if it's not a matter of putting up with me, then yay, we had fun hanging out together. Okay, I love you guys lots. And I'll see you guys later. God bless. Bye.